Trenches is brought to you by Williams Lumber and Home Centers, a name you know and a name you trust.
Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Christian Farrell, the host of In the Trenches. For the next 30 minutes, we're going to talk Army football. Roger that. I've always said winning wouldn't be so good if losing wasn't so bad. And Saturday against Tulane, unfortunately, was an example of the latter. A terribly brutal loss for the Black Knights. But they took the field Saturday looking for their third win of the season. Remember, 6 wins sends Army bowling this year, guaranteed. And most Army football fans were counting on this one. It certainly started the right way for the black and gold. Sophomore Dean Lasante blocks the punt deep in Tulane territory. Christopher Swain recovers it. First down, Army at the 10-yard line. Then it's Trent Steelman who scores from 1 yard out on the next play, and Army goes up 7-0. A good start. Special teams, offense. Now it's the defense's time to contribute. Tulane's Joe Kemp meets Steve Erzinger. The sack forces another Tulane punt, and we're still in the first quarter. More Steelman. The keeper by Trent goes for 10 yards, and he finishes with 95 yards on the ground. Then it's the toss sweep to Ian Smith, turning the corner. 16 more yards down to the Tulane 19-yard line. Army offense looking good at this point. The drive stalls, though, and sophomore Alex Carlton's field goal try is good from 37 yards out. 10-0 Army. Second quarter, though, Tulane strikes back. A 10-play, 54-yard drive. Kemp hooks up to Jeremy Williams. Back of the end zone, gets his feet in bounds for a touchdown. And it's now a 10-7 game. But the ground pounders, they will respond for Army. Patrick Mealy, 9 yards off tackle. Move the chains. And then it's Jamison Carter. He'll turn the corner, takes the pitch from Steelman. Knocked out of bounds right here. But another gain of 9 yards down to the Green Wave 20-yard line. But the drive dies on this Steelman pass attempt. It's a duck. It's intended for Alejandro Villanueva. Charles Harris picks it off, though, and the score stays at 10-7 as both teams head into the locker room for halftime. The Black Knights offense, though, begins the third quarter half asleep. Their first 2 possessions go 3 plays and out, but the D is alive and kicking. Brad Marin, he'll gobble up Kemp here, gets the sack, and the Army defense still hanging on to a 10-7 lead at this point. Later in the quarter, Army catches a break when Tulane's Ross Fivino, though, he'll miss from 30 yards out. And again, the score stays 10-7. We head into the fourth quarter. And in the fourth quarter, Carlton is good on this attempt from 32 yards out, and it's 13-7. Army, 14 minutes to go in the game. Then it's the Black Knights defense. They'll pounce on this fumble. Joshua McNary gets the recovery, and they were battling for that football, but Army picks up the turnover. And they'll have an opportunity to increase their lead after they unpile this mound of players. And it's Carlton again. This time he buries it from 36 yards out off the upright. And it's 16-7 Army, 11 minutes away from win number 3. And the Cadets were working hard. Someone stopped the tape here, though. Sadly, though, we have more for you. Kemp to Williams brings Tulane down to the Army 1-yard line, and then Tulane caps off a 7-play, 61-yard drive. Andre Anderson, he lands in the end zone to make it a 16-14 Army lead with 9 minutes left. Tulane will get the ball back later in the quarter, and it's Andre Anderson breaking the tackle of Steven Anderson. A huge run, 42 yards, and it will set up Tulane deep in Army territory, and it's Fivino will come on to try a 23-yard field goal. It is good. Tulane takes the lead, 17-16, 2:20 to go, but the Black Knights aren't finished. Damian Hunter takes the ensuing kickoff and brings it back. He gets inside Tulane territory. Trent Steelman and the offensive crew come onto the field to try to get Army in position for the winning field goal, but it's not meant to be. Carlton is wide right from 37 yards away with 12 seconds left, and Army loses a heartbreaker, 17-16, the final. Well, I believe Dr. Zachary Smith may have said it best. Oh, the pain, the pain. Army head coach Rich Ellerson, here's what he had to say following Saturday's game.
We all want to make sure that in a game like that that comes down to the last play, We understand that there were 150 plays leading up to that last play, and there were at least 50 guys and 15 coaches that had an opportunity to impact the outcome of that game just as much or more so than Alex did. So we're not going to leave that on anybody's doorstep. There, as I say, and so many of those things that we don't do in the course of that contest that could impact the outcome are infinitely easier than what we were asking him to do at the end. So again, we understand that that's just too easy. We're not going to allow that to have any traction. Give Tulane credit. It was a hard-fought game. Came down, and they made one more play than we did. We needed to make one more, and that one more play could have been in the first quarter or the fourth quarter. There were many opportunities. It's obviously very, very frustrating. You know, we just said we're not a good football team, but we can be one. There's enough there. There's enough. We're doing enough things well. We're doing enough things right. We're competing so hard. We're playing hard. We're not playing with great presence. We're not playing with great situational presence. We're not playing with great precision, particularly on offense in the kicking game. Defensively, we continue to battle. You know, we're still finding that, you know, those couple of plays every game that break our heart a little bit, but doggone it, we're battling. We're doing more right than wrong. We're continuing to give ourselves a chance every week on that side of the ball. I feel like we're treading water a little bit offensively. We're not making the progress. We don't have the firepower, and in the absence of the firepower, we need the precision and the discipline, and that is frustrating. That is frustrating. These are the times where, you know, that other voice will tend to try to get into the loop. We won't allow it. You know, this is a well. These guys are well raised. They understand the challenge. They will stay together. They'll hold on to one another. They will take responsibility, every one of them, and every coach, particularly myself, and we'll find a way forward. We've got to keep scratching our heads and finding a way to break out of this these doldrums in some phases of the game. Defensively, as I say, you know, those guys are frustrated, but they're not giving themselves an out. They know that they had opportunities in that thing, and they play well. They're giving us a chance, but again, we need one more play, and that play can come on defense. It can happen on offense. It can happen in the kicking game. It can be one of 50 players. We don't. And like I say, we need one more play, but we need 50 guys trying to give us that one play. That consistency, that precision, that discipline. Again, and what adds to the frustration, of course, is the dramatic fashion. You know, the drama of the thing makes it just that much more painful.
We're all hurting right now, but you know, we know what we got to do, and so it just hurts, you know.
Yeah, we definitely wish we had this one back. It's one that we reflect on, and we got to think of every opportunity we could have capitalized on, and we didn't.
Yeah, make no mistake, it's not the kicker's fault on that. You know, there's stuff all over the field, myself included, that could have been done better. Lots of plays, lots of opportunities to change the outcome of the game. So, you know, we're hurting as a team for sure.
It was a little right of center, probably right on the right upright. I would prefer the left hash, but, you know, anywhere, I mean, that's my job, is to put the ball through the uprights, and I just pushed it a little bit and kicked it straight and just went right.
The loss drops Army's record to 2-3 on the season. Up next, the Vanderbilt Commodores. But wait 1 minute. Put your weapon back in the V-notch steak. We're not through yet with the Tulane game. We don't turn the page that easily around here. We don't like making mistakes. Our after-action review is next when In the Trenches marches on.